Hey everyone, today we're getting hands-on with the ProjectD Tinker65, a jockey brand, which is the shelf at $169 Canadian. So let's see if it stands out to its price tag. Starting off with the unboxing experience, ProjectD has really stepped up their game. The packaging is very slick and the keyboard comes with well protected, which is always a good sign of quality. Now let's talk about the build quality. The Tinker65 boosts a sturdy plastic case with a slight angle for comfortable typing. Honestly, I'm comparing it with my HyperX that I'm currently using, and it's pretty good. I'm really impressed with it. The Tinker65 employs a gasket mount also structure, offering a good balance of rigidity and also flexibility for a good typing feel. Also, I want to mention they're using a FR4 solid plate inside of it, so it adds a little bit of solidity, and the firmness of the keyboard, increasing overall longevity technically while also generating pretty good acoustic. But it's not just about the looks, so it's about performance too. The hot swappable PCB mean you can tinker to your art content, pun intended, swapping out switches without soldering it. So if you want to use Gatoran or other switches on the market, you can do that pretty easily. Whether if you like also a linear, tactical, or a clicky switch, the Tinker65 is a playground for your fingers. Speaking of play, the typing experience honestly is a dream. I always use like pre-built keyboard and I never feel a keyboard like this one. The stabilizer, this is the big improvement for me if I compare with all my other keyboards, are very good. You don't have any like rattle noise. It's just smooth and it's very satisfying the way you just press the keystroke every time and the sound of it. So let's do a quick sound test. It's got a deep, talky profile that's music to any keyboard enthusiast's ear. You don't hear any like rattle. It's very clean. Also, I'm really impressed with the sound of it. You don't hear like it's not too noisy. So it's a very premium feel when you're using it. Customization doesn't end with the switches. The RGB lighting is very vibrant also. You can use a multiple mode if you want to change it by your mood. And the keycaps, double shot PBT with clean Legion that won't fade over time. It's pretty basic and the feel is very premium. Alright, let's pivot to some aspect of the Tinker65 that may give you pause. No keyboard is without any flaws. You always have compromise. So first up, I want to talk about the switches. When you buy it pre-built, it just support the cherry switches, and honestly they are not my favorite. They tend to be to feel a bit scratchy, lacking that buttery smooth action that you can find on other brand. But you know, it's an hot swappable keyboard, so you can switch it. Also, you can just buy the version, the bourbon version. For those who love to fine-tune their typing experience, you might want to swap these out one day probably. Moving on to the build, there's a bit of dichotomy here. Despite its robust plastic case, the keyboard has a surprising lightness to it. Some of you might appreciate the portability, but for me, it detracts from that solid, plenty feel I look for in a premium keyboard. And while we're discussing the build, there's certain plasticky essence to the Tinker65. It doesn't scream cheap, but it doesn't whisper also luxury. So it's a bit like it's a middle ground, which might be a letdown if you're expecting the F and the density of a full metal build. Now, this point not be a deal breaker for everyone, but they're worth considering, especially if you're particular about the tactile nuance of a typing instrument. In conclusion, the ProjectD Tinker65 is a standout in its class. It merged aesthetic, customization, performance into one package that hard to beat for that price. So whether you're a keyboard veteran or just starting out, the Tinker65 is definitely worth considering. So that's wrap up my review, guys. What do you think about the ProjectD Tinker65? Is it on your wish list, or is there another contender for your desk space? Let us know in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any other future reviews. Until next time, happy typing. Peace.